You watching this right now probably want to do a lot of things. You've probably got a lot of goals ahead of you. You want to make X amount per month. You want to retire your parents. You have very, very big dreams and aspirations. And it's probably all you can think about all night and day. All you can obsess over are these goals that you've set for yourself that you're aiming to achieve in the next 6 months to a year, maybe a couple of years down the line. But the problem is that you just cannot get yourself to work hard and actually put in the time and effort required to reach these goals. And if you've just related to what I've said, and you probably have if you're watching a video like this, the only reason you've related so well is because I was exactly in your shoes. I knew everything I wanted to do, all of the goals I wanted to achieve were so crystal clear in my mind, but the only problem was I could not get that missing piece of the puzzle, which was actually working hard and doing the right things and being able to stay consistent doing them. The good news is I've actually found the answer. And now I'm at a point where I can work as much as I want, doing the right things, and I'm able to make progress and even hit some of my goals along the way. So this is going to be a full guide. It's not going to be like my regular videos where they're 8 minutes, 10 minutes, 12 minutes, etc. I don't know how long this is going to be. I'm not going to try and forcefully make it long, but I know it's probably going to be a lot more longer and probably a lot more in detail than most of the videos that you've seen. I'm going to cover everything that's necessary in order to change what you've got going on right now and turn into someone who's capable of working a lot more, doing it consistently, and actually working on things which have high leverage. I know you can see the writing on the whiteboard behind me. If you can't read it, do not worry. I know my handwriting is quite shit, but I am actually going to go through everything one by one anyway, so do not worry about that. For the next 15 to 20 minutes, I just want you to take a seat somewhere quiet, really focus in. If there's noise in your house, whatever, just grab a pair of headphones. I really want you to focus because in these next 20, 30 minutes, if you apply everything that I teach, there's a very, very high likelihood that you're going to make some huge changes which are going to result in a lot of positive results. So without further ado, let's get into it. The number one thing that I have down on here is belief and mindset. Now, when I'm talking about belief and mindset, I'm not just speaking about being motivated or feeling like you want to do the work. It's actually a lot deeper than that. You see, the issue is when you have a large goal in mind and it comes time to actually working towards that goal, usually what prevents you at level 1 is your actual mindset and your belief system. There's a key couple components which actually might be holding you back. Now, a couple of them are, for example, you might think that the work is too difficult to do. If you believe that the work is too difficult to do, then you're automatically going to start making excuses for yourself as to why you shouldn't do the work and why you shouldn't make that progress, and that will slow you down a lot. The second thing could be, yeah, I don't think the work is too difficult to do, but I don't really believe 100% that if I do this, it's going to work. And that right there, the doubt bit, is exactly the problem that I was dealing with. When I had a project in mind, the biggest thing that was holding me back from working on it is because I didn't believe 100% that if I was going to do all of this hard work, it was going to pay off. And that is what stopped me from doing so many things. And not just stop me from doing so many things, but stop me from doing them a lot quicker. And what happens is if you actually don't take action on these things quickly, then the opportunity goes by and that's a lot of opportunity costs. You've just missed out on the next big thing. Like you could have missed out on, I don't know, drop shipping or SMMA when it was booming, things of that nature. So that one is super important to just defeat, like completely get rid of that thought. Now, here's how I got rid of it. So I started looking at things differently. I didn't just focus on the monetary result of the work that I'm going to be doing. I thought about everything I'm going to learn alongside the work I'm actually going to be doing and how it's going to assist me in the future businesses that I've been building. So when you think to yourself, if I do the work, it's not going to result in the outcome that I want, what you have to do there is actually change the outcome that you're looking for. Don't just focus on it monetarily. Focus on the fact that you're actually going to be learning a lot, which is going to make you a better entrepreneur, which means that down the line, that one big business that's really going to work for you, you're going to have all the tools necessary to execute it in the best possible way. So then what happens is you go from just looking for the monetary result to also looking at development. And development is something you will always get if you do the work. So suddenly you make that shift and mindset and just those thoughts will no longer be an issue in you actually getting down and doing the work. And another belief system that's really difficult to break out of as well, which a lot of you may be feeling, is you have the goal, you have the dream in your mind, and you stop yourself from doing the work because deep down, even if it worked, even if you'd done it and it came out how you wanted, deep down you don't truly believe that you deserve the level of success that you want. And I would say this is probably the most detrimental one to your progress, because deep down, if you don't believe that you deserve the goals you've set out for yourself, you are never ever gonna reach those things. Because the pillar one, right, the most important thing is genuinely believing that you are deserving of the things that you're going after. And I'm gonna tell you how you break out of this as well. It's very simple. I want you to go right now and find someone who's done exactly what you wanted to do, no matter what sector it is. Find someone that's done exactly what you wanted to do and research into them and see where they came from, what they done, what stages they took, and have a look at their failures throughout the years and what it took for them to actually get to where they need to be. What you will find is that a lot of the people that you look up to actually went through the same shit that you did. They may have grew up in a single parent household. They may have grown up very poor. They may also be from a background similar to yours, where among that background, people are not seen to be, successful. Those type of goals aren't spoken within the family. It's mainly, I guess, corporate related goals, etc. You'll be surprised at the amount of things that you can relate to with the same people that you look up to, and they've done the exact same things that you're looking to achieve. And I'll tell you myself, I am definitely not the most successful person you've come across before. However, I've amassed a fair amount of success amongst my peers, amongst people my age, and I can tell you myself, I was never meant to be at the level where I am. I was meant to work a regular job, probably make £2,000 a month. If I'm lucky, by the time I'm, 40, 45, get up to making 40k a year, have a pretty regular house, regular car, regular family, and that would have been the, I guess, highlight of my life. That would have been the pinnacle of where I was meant to be. So if I've done it, so can you. I don't care what background you're from, I don't care what level of education you have, because I didn't go to uni, I didn't graduate from any fucking degree, I don't have shit. So it's absolutely possible and it's absolutely doable. So make sure you break out of that mind frame, because it's going to unlock so many capabilities that you've had within you that you had no idea. And that's the first segment, the mindset, the belief systems. If you need to re-watch that, you may have to re-watch it a couple times, because these belief systems you've been feeding for years and years. And these are all like subconscious things. And subconscious things are a lot more difficult to dig out than the conscious thoughts that you have in your mind. So if you need to, take some time to reflect on it, break out of these things, and then watch the next segment. So let's say you fix your mindset, you fix the mind frame, you believe that what you're going to do is going to work, you believe that you're going to achieve the goals that you're chasing after. The second thing, the second pillar that's super important is routine and schedule. And here's why routine and schedule are so important. It's not because it looks cute on the calendar and you tell yourself that you're an organized person. It's because it actually keeps you accountable and helps you stay organized. And when you're organized, what that does, it helps you track progress. If you're similar to me, which you probably are, progress is what motivates you. For example, if you're trying to lose weight or gain weight, maybe you're bulking up from the gym, and you get on that scale every, let's say, 2 to 3 days just to see your progress, and you see that scale go up or that scale go down if you're trying to lose weight, that motivates you, because that's giving you proof, right? It's giving you proof that the effort that you've been putting in, the discipline that you've been applying, is actually resulting in the outcome that you're looking for. Every single time you log the food into MyFitnessPal or whatever app that you use, and you look at the end of the day and you're like, oh wow, I've actually stuck to my calories, that motivates you. But now let's just imagine you had in your mind the goal to, I want to lose weight or I want to gain weight, and you weren't tracking your calories, you didn't have any way of actually tracking the weight that you've been losing because there's no scale. You had no way of tracking any of these things. You're not going to be motivated. You're just going to feel like you've been starving yourself or force feeding yourself for absolute no fucking reason. So now let's talk about how we can actually apply this to your work in regards to your business or any other project that you're working on. Whenever I want to build a business from scratch, the first thing that I do is I write a full-on document. I write a document on what exactly the service is going to be. I have a section where I talk about the exact value that's going to be provided. And then I have a section where I talk about the exact stages that we need to go through in the building stage, where I know, okay, Stage 1, it's going to be X, stage 2, X, etc., etc. By stage 6, we're ready to launch. After I map out my stages, then I write down how long each stage should take. And once I have that, I break down each stage that I've written into smaller components and I build my schedule around that. If to complete stage 1, I need to do 5 different things, I might separate that into 5 different days or 5 hours, depending on how complicated what I'm working on actually is. And here's the good thing, when you know exactly what you have to do, down to the T, I'm saying you have to use zero brain power to figure out what you're actually going to be doing that day. It's a lot easier to sit down at your desk and actually get to work. For example, right? Let's say you went and sat on your desk right now and you said, I'm going to do some work. That was the exact command that you gave to your brain. I'm going to do some work. You sit down on the desk, you put in your password, you log in, and you're just staring at a blank screen right now. And you probably open up Google and then you're just sitting there thinking, okay, what am I actually going to work on? 5 minutes goes by, 10 minutes goes by. Suddenly you're like, oh, let me go onto YouTube. I might get some inspiration for what I want to work on. You go into one video, then the next video, then the video after that. Suddenly an entire hour has gone by. Your eyes are tired from staring at the screen. You've gotten thirsty, you've gotten hungry. Then you need to go take care of that. And no work has been done. But now, let's look at the second scenario. You sit down at your desk, you know, I have a list of 20 leads from yesterday. I need to write the exact same email, but personalize it a little bit to them and to their business and send them all out. You sit down at the desk, you open up the file with the leads, you have your email ready there as well to send out. Boom, you've just sent 20 emails in 1 hour and maybe you've generated yourself 1 client from those 20 leads. And after that's done, you can then go on and do whatever else that you need to do for work. That's why I'm saying you should have a list. You should have a list of the things that need to be taken care of. Because if these 20 emails are sent and it only took you 30, 40 minutes to do, you can now work for another couple hours doing other things. For example, I need to script out my next ad, or I need to script out my VSL. And if you want to be even more specific, you can be very, very specific with the prompts that you give yourself, just to make sure that you're saving all the brain power to actually do the work instead of thinking about what it is that you're going to do. You can write a prompt as specific as, I'm going to do 3 lines on my VSL. And when you're doing this and actively ticking it off, right, as you go throughout the day, yep, this is done, that is done, that is done, you're going to feel so satisfied. And it's going to actually give you a sense of pleasure that this work has done. And the brain, the way that the brain works, right, if something is giving it pleasure, if something is giving it dopamine, it's going to want more of it. So what you're doing by making life easier for yourself, by actually doing the work, you're giving a positive feedback loop to your brain that, hey, when I do the work, I'm not just always in pain. I actually feel good right after I do it. And what this is going to do is it's going to push you to be more consistent with actually getting the work done. Just to make everything that I've said so far super easy to follow and to not leave you with anything to think about, I want to tell you exactly how you should actually set out your calendar or how you should set out your routine. A lot of you might have the question of, oh, should I put it on my Google Calendar? Should I put it in my phone notes? Should I put it into this? Should I put it into that? Don't make it difficult. Put it onto the thing that you know you're actually going to use and stick to. Some people are really good at keeping track of their days on their notes. Some people are really good at doing it on their Google Calendar. I do on my Google Calendar because all of my calls are scheduled on there. So I just build my day around that. But you do what works best for you. Use the one that you know you're going to use the most. Okay, so now let's move on to the third segment. So far, you've understood the whole mindset thing and how you need to be thinking and what sort of belief systems you need to be breaking. You've learned how to lay out your routine and schedule to be as productive as possible. And in stage 3, you're going to learn about excitement, pre-work and post-work. Now just for a second, I want you to take a minute to think about a period in your life where you were super excited to do something. It could be playing a sport, it could be going out with your friends or going out with your family to something specific. Just think about a time where you were super excited. All of these events that you were super excited to be a part of, think about how happily you were getting ready, or if some of them required a certain amount of effort, how happily you were putting in that effort to get to whatever that event was. And now let me ask you this. If you felt that exact same excitement towards your work and actually getting shit done, how much better off would you be right now? Probably a lot, right? You'd probably be on 10K, 20K, maybe 30, 40K a month by now. If you had that same fire, that same passion, that same excitement to sit down at your desk and do the things that needed to be done. What if I told you you can actually achieve that same level of excitement for the work that actually needs to be done? You'd probably assume that I'm just chatting shit, right? Well, that's not the case, and I'm going to explain now. Unfortunately, there's been a lot of videos that have been posted on this platform, and Each to their own, I guess. Everybody has their opinion, and some people are different than others. But I'm going to tell you how I operate and what's actually worked for me. So maybe you can use it for yourself and it can work for you. All my upcoming projects that I'm working on right now, even though they're hard and it does require, pain to get it done, I sometimes don't want to do it. All of those projects, I have a sense of excitement in doing them. Why? Because it's something that I actually believe in. If I were to do a business right now, if I were to build a business, on, I don't know, SMMA or some sort of automation, whatever, would I make money with it? Probably. I have the skills to actually go ahead and make money with it. But am I going to make it as big as it could possibly be? No. Why? Because I'm just not excited. I don't believe in it. I don't personally like it. I wouldn't enjoy my time working on it. So my advice to you is find something, or pick the project that you want to do and find a piece in that project which you genuinely feel some excitement, some sort of belief towards. Every single one of you that's watching right now, or you that's watching right now, you have some shit that you like to do. And most of the things that we like, true, they're not monetizable. However, some of the things that we like are. And logically thinking, it makes a lot of sense to actually pick out a little thing, not just completely go for something that's your hobby, but a little piece of something that you like in a bigger project and build something around that, right? Using the excitement that you have for that one little piece to fuel the work that you're going to be doing. It makes a logical sense to actually just leverage that, because that's what's keeping me going with the projects that I'm currently working on. Because yeah, some days are hard, but the bits that I'm excited in doing push me to get the whole thing done. And that's pre-work, right? That's how you get the excitement pre-work. Now, here's another thing. It's very important that you need to be looking to something after that work is done. And I'm definitely not speaking about any degeneracy or anything like that whatsoever. For example, you might reward yourself with something like seeing a friend for like a coffee after the work that you need to do has been done, because it's something that you look forward to, right? You tell yourself, yeah, after I smash out all of this work, I can then go on and have coffee with my friend, or I can go on a walk, I can do X, I can do Y. I might take myself and treat myself to a nice dinner. Whatever it is, occasionally it's nice to be kind to yourself. And I know it sounds kind of, soft, etc. when you say it, but it's true. It's important that you're kind to yourself, and in a sense, you nurture yourself. Because when you're kind to yourself, right, and you're almost in a complete understanding of yourself and how you think and how that little voice inside your head is, it's a very important part of actually being able to do the things that you tell yourself you're going to do. So every now and again, after you do the hard work, after you endure the pain of working for X amount of hours, you can always reward yourself with something. So we've gone through the belief systems, we've gone through the scheduling, we've gone through excitement, pre and post. And now is time for stage 4, and that is leverage. Now, leverage is a concept that I really like, and I enjoy speaking about it because ever since it's something that I've implemented, I've gotten a lot back from it. So once you've applied all of these 3 things, right, you're still going to find certain times where you really, really don't feel like doing the work, and you're not going to do it, and then afterwards you're going to feel pretty shitty because you didn't do everything you were supposed to do. And the answer to that is you were probably just stacking up a lot of tasks that were complete bullshit and they didn't need to be worked on, and they just made you tired for no reason, and you didn't work on the high leverage tasks. Now, it's very important as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, that you value yourself, you value your effort, and most importantly, you value your time. As a business owner, as an entrepreneur, you don't need to sit there for 2 hours designing a logo. There are many free platforms which help you design a logo in like 5 minutes. Or if you don't want to be bothered with that as well, if you have a little bit more capital, you can always pay someone $15, $20 to design a logo for your business. You don't need to think about designing it for weeks and then actually getting on a computer and trying to put it together. You're not a fucking graphic designer. Maybe you are, but most people aren't. So focus on the things that you need to be focusing on, which might be actually making the content required for your business, writing out the funnel, writing out the VSL, writing out the different ad creatives that you're going to be pumping out. These are the things that need to be taking your time. These are the things that are worth you enduring the pain of working for 8, 10, 12 hours a day, not fucking logos and how your website is going to look. So it's very, very important. Don't force yourself to work 12-hour days if it's not high leverage tasks. Do the most high leverage tasks earlier on when you have the most energy, right? So high leverage, what I mean by that, these are the most important tasks that are going to move the needle in the business. As in, if I do this and this task, we're closer to launch, or if I do this and this task, we're going to get more conversions in the upcoming week. There's no need to go into too much detail about this because it's pretty simple, right? Just leverage, value your time, value your effort. Don't focus on bullshit tasks. Focus on the tasks which are going to push the business forward, whether it's in terms of just specific progress or in terms of revenue generated. Focus on the important things. And now, last but not least, I want to talk to you about something that's very, very important for you to understand when you're going on this journey of becoming an entrepreneur, becoming a successful business person. And it's actually right here. I hope you can see it. It looks like you can, but if not, I'll just explain it anyway. So here I have a very, very simple graph. These are results, right? So the amount of results that you're going to be getting. And this is your time/effort. And basically what I'm explaining here is, for a while, your time and effort, right, it's going to be under this line here. So your progress isn't going to be very, very quick. Even if you're applying these 4 steps, right, and you're putting the work in, if you don't see results straight away from the work that you're putting in, don't doubt the product or the business that you're working on. Don't doubt your own ability, because success in business usually looks very similar to this. It's like you're doing the work, right, but your results are still pretty shit on the line here. And then suddenly you have that breakthrough moment, right? You have that one moment where shit just starts to go well. And from there on, as you can see, it's not even linear. This is very, very exponential. It's a very, very exponential growth. But in order to get this exponential growth, you have to go through this shit period right here. Look, it goes up and down here. It's pretty shit. And then you have that breakthrough. And that's where success lies. So we need to use these 4 things to make sure that the work that we need to be doing actually gets done. And we need to be allowing time, right? Well, we need to be allowing time at the same exact moment. We need to be applying as much effort as we can. And once we apply our time and effort, we stay consistent, the results are going to always catch up in the end. Now, I don't want to blabber on too much anymore. I think I've covered pretty much everything that it takes to actually get yourself to work harder. I really hope you found value in this video. I know I had a good time making it, even though it was super long and I'm actually fucking tired now. But yeah, any questions on these 4 things that I mentioned, please let me know. Now you can either DM me on Instagram, it should be in the description, or just write me a comment. If you did find value as well, like, subscribe, comment for the algorithm. But yeah, I'm going to be trying to pump out a lot more of these, maybe not so many full guides, unless I have something that's super valuable that I want to share with you. But yeah, I guess I'll see you on the next one. Take care.